Your 20s, a decade of freedom, discovery, and financial confusion. One minute you're celebrating your first real paycheck, and the next you're staring at a mountain of student loans, wondering how you'll ever afford a home. It's a financial crossroads, a time when the choices you make can either set you on a path to wealth or lock you into a cycle of debt. Many people feel lost during this time. A recent survey found that nearly a quarter of young adults feel behind on their financial milestones. They see their friends buying houses and landing dream jobs, and they wonder, what am I doing wrong? But what if you could navigate this decade with confidence? What if you had a roadmap, a clear guide to the major money milestones you should be hitting? That's exactly what this video is. We're going to break down the 6 most important financial goals for your 20s, giving you a step-by-step plan to build a strong financial foundation. So, if you're ready to stop feeling stressed about money and start building a life of financial freedom, you're in the right place. First milestone, pay off debt. Let's start with the big one, debt. For many people in their 20s, debt feels like a constant weight on their shoulders. Student loans, credit card bills, car payments. It can be overwhelming. But here's the truth. You can't build a solid financial future on a foundation of debt. That's why paying it off is your first major milestone. Not all debt is created equal. A mortgage on a house that's growing in value is very different from a high-interest credit card balance. Financial advisors often talk about good debt and bad debt. Good debt helps you build assets, while bad debt just drains your wallet. High-interest debt, like credit card debt, is the worst offender. With interest rates often soaring above 20%, that small purchase you made last month can quickly spiral into a much larger problem. So, how do you tackle it? 2 popular methods are the avalanche and snowball methods. With the avalanche method, you focus on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first. This saves you the most money in the long run, but some people prefer the snowball method. With this approach, you pay off your smallest debt first, regardless of the interest rate. This gives you a quick win and the motivation to keep going. Once that first debt is gone, you roll that payment into the next smallest debt, creating a snowball effect. Whichever method you choose, the key is to be consistent. Make more than the minimum payment whenever you can. Even an extra $50 a month can make a huge difference over time. Paying off your debt is like giving yourself an instant raise. All that money you were sending to lenders can now be used to build your own wealth. Second milestone, get a job and gain experience. This might seem obvious, but it's a crucial milestone. Your 20s are the time to build your career and increase your earning potential. The more you earn, the more you can save and invest. But it's not just about the money. It's also about gaining valuable experience that will open doors for you in the future. Don't be afraid to start at the bottom and work your way up. Every job, no matter how small, is an opportunity to learn new skills and make connections. A recent survey found that the average American changes jobs a dozen times between the ages of 18 and 56. So, don't feel pressured to find your dream job right away. Instead, focus on jobs that offer opportunities for growth. Look for companies that invest in their employees, offering training and development programs. And don't be afraid to negotiate your salary. Many young people are hesitant to do this, but it's one of the most effective ways to increase your income. Do your research, know your worth, and be prepared to make a strong case for why you deserve a higher salary. Your 20s are also a great time to explore different career paths. You might discover a passion for a field you never considered before. The experience you gain in your 20s will be the foundation for your career for decades to come. So, make the most of it. Be a sponge, soak up as much knowledge as you can, and never stop learning. Third milestone, the trifecta. Delayed gratification, no credit card debt, build credit. This milestone is a 3-part punch that will set you up for massive financial success. It's about mastering your mindset, avoiding a common trap, and building a powerful financial tool. First, let's talk about delayed gratification. In our instant gratification world, this is a tough one. We see something we want, and we want it now. But the ability to delay gratification is one of the most important predictors of long-term success. It's the difference between buying that new gadget today and investing that money for your future. It's about choosing what you want most over what you want now. Next, no credit card debt. This is non-negotiable. As we talked about earlier, credit card debt is a wealth killer. The high interest rates can trap you in a cycle of debt that's incredibly difficult to break. If you're already in credit card debt, make it your #1 priority to pay it off. And once you're out, stay out. Use your credit card as a tool, not a crutch. Pay your balance in full every single month. No exceptions. Finally, build your credit. Your credit score is one of the most important numbers in your financial life. It affects your ability to get a loan, rent an apartment, and even get a job. A good credit score can save you thousands of dollars in interest over your lifetime. The average FICO score for people in their 20s is around 680, but you should aim for 700 or higher. So, how do you build credit? The most important factor is paying your bills on time. This shows lenders that you're a responsible borrower. Another key factor is your credit utilization ratio. This is the amount of credit you're using compared to your total credit limit. you should aim to keep this below 30%. So if you have a credit card with a $10,000 limit, you should try to keep your balance below $3,000. Building good credit takes time and consistency, but it's one of the most powerful financial tools you have. Master this trifecta of delayed gratification, no credit card debt, and a strong credit score, and you'll be well on your way to financial freedom. Fourth milestone, set a savings goal. Now that you're out of debt and building good credit, it's time to start saving. But saving without a goal is like driving without a destination. You'll end up wandering aimlessly. That's why setting a clear savings goal is your next major milestone. Your first savings goal should be to build an emergency fund. This is a cash reserve that you can use for unexpected expenses, like a medical bill or a car repair. An emergency fund is your financial safety net. It's what will keep you from going into debt when life throws you a curveball. Most experts recommend having 3 to 6 months worth of essential living expenses in your emergency fund. So, if your monthly expenses are $2,000, you should aim for an emergency fund of $6,000 to $12,000. That might sound like a lot, but you don't have to save it all at once. Start with a small, manageable goal, like $500. Once you reach that, aim for $1,000. The key is to make saving a habit. Automate your savings by setting up a recurring transfer from your checking account to your savings account. This way, you'll pay yourself first before you have a chance to spend the money on something else. Once you have a fully funded emergency fund, you can start saving for other goals, like a down payment on a house, a new car, or a dream vacation. The important thing is to have a clear target and a plan to reach it. Saving money is a marathon, not a sprint. But with a clear goal and a consistent plan, you'll be amazed at how quickly your savings can grow. Fifth milestone, build a budget. If you want to take control of your money, you need to know where it's going. That's where a budget comes in. A budget is simply a plan for your money. It's a tool that helps you track your income and expenses so you can make conscious decisions about how you spend your money. Many people think of a budget as a financial straitjacket. They imagine having to give up all the things they enjoy. But a budget is actually the opposite. A budget is about freedom. It's about giving yourself permission to spend money on the things that are important to you while cutting back on the things that aren't. There are many different budgeting methods, but one of the most popular is the 50-30-20 rule. With this method, you allocate 50% of your after-tax income to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and debt repayment. Needs are your essential expenses like housing, food, and transportation. Wants are your non-essential expenses like entertainment and dining out. And the 20% for savings and debt repayment is your ticket to financial freedom. The 50-30-20 rule is a great starting point, but you can adjust the percentages to fit your own goals and priorities. The most important thing is to find a system that works for you and to stick with it. Track your spending for a month to see where your money is actually going. You might be surprised at what you find. Then, create a budget that aligns your spending with your goals. A budget is not a set-it-and-forget-it tool. You should review it regularly and make adjustments as your income or expenses change. Building a budget is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. But once you master it, you'll have a powerful tool that will help you achieve your financial goals. Sixth milestone, start investing. This is the final and most exciting milestone. This is where you start to make your money work for you. Investing is the key to building long-term wealth, and the sooner you start, the better. Thanks to the power of compound interest, money you invest in your 20s has the potential to grow exponentially over your lifetime. Let's look at an example. If you invest $100 a month starting at age 25, and you earn an average annual return of 8%, you'll have over $300,000 by the time you're 65. But if you wait until you're 35 to start investing, you'll have to invest over $250 a month to reach the same goal. That's the power of compound interest. It's like a snowball rolling downhill, getting bigger and bigger as it goes. So, how do you start investing? One of the easiest ways is to contribute to a 401k if your employer offers one. A 401k is a retirement savings plan that allows you to invest pre-tax dollars. Many employers will also match a portion of your contributions. This is essentially free money. If your employer offers a match, you should contribute at least enough to get the full match. For example, if your employer matches 50% of your contributions up to 6% of your salary, you should contribute at least 6% of your salary to your 401k. If you don't have a 401k, you can open an individual retirement account, or IRA. There are two main types of IRAs, traditional and Roth. With a traditional IRA, your contributions are tax deductible, and you pay taxes on your withdrawals in retirement. With a Roth IRA, your contributions are not tax deductible, but your withdrawals in retirement are tax-free. A Roth IRA can be a great option for young people, because you'll likely be in a higher tax bracket in retirement than you are now. When it comes to choosing your investments, don't get overwhelmed by all the options. For most young investors, a simple low-cost index fund, or ETF, is a great place to start. These funds track a market index like the S&P 500, and they offer broad diversification at a very low cost. Investing can seem intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Start small, be consistent, and let the power of compound interest do the heavy lifting for you. Your 20s are a decade of incredible opportunity. The financial decisions you make now will have a ripple effect for the rest of your life. By paying off debt, building your career, mastering your money mindset, saving diligently, budgeting wisely, and investing for the long term, you can build a future of financial freedom and abundance. It won't always be easy. There will be temptations and setbacks along the way. But by focusing on these 6 major money milestones, you'll have a clear roadmap to guide you. Remember, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to make progress. Every dollar you save, every debt you pay off, every investment you make is a step in the right direction. So what are you waiting for? Your financial future starts now. Take one small step today and another tomorrow. Before you know it, you'll be well on your way to achieving your financial dreams. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to Frankie Finance for more practical money tips. Drop a comment below and let us know which milestone you're working on right now. Thanks for watching, and here's to your financial success.